Welcome back to Streams from the High Tower. This episode is going to cover, kind of a rotten story that you may not like to hear. So I'll give you a warning now, but there's a lot to tell in a short time to tell it. I'll do my best. So this episode is about my little diary. My little diary. It's just a wonderful horror story that you'd love to hear. You got to have humor. I'm sorry. You just have to have humor. Anyway, early 2016, 2017, somewhere in that area, I started to develop a weird hook in my left arm and a tremor. Not good. So just like anybody would, they go to the doctor and they send you to another doctor and they diagnose me what they call a essential tremor. It's kind of like what older people get. I mean, I am 55. I'm not freaking old as dirt, but I am pretty old. But they kind of assumed that that's what it was. It's just a small tremor of my hand and some pain in my shoulder and some stiffness. So I kept looking into it, and I kind of let it go for a couple of years. Yeah, fast forward 2023. I go to another neurologist, and they say that I should get what they call a DAT scan, which is they inject nuclear material into your blood system. It attaches to the dopamine cells in your brain and tells you whether or not you have a deficiency in that. So I let it go a while. I bit the bullet, and just this August, I went in and had the test done, went back to the neurologist, and they said the dreaded words, Parkinson's. Yeah, it was quite the blow. So thankfully, the wife was there with me to kind of hold me together. I got to admit, I did shed some tears and then basically just jumped on the bus to let's get this shit done. You know, there is a bus called that. Let's get shit done. It's something I just made up because that's how I felt. I felt like I had to come up with something to push me forward, an idea, a thought, something. I'm like, okay, I have it. Now what? Well, obviously the next step is knowledge, knowing everything you can know about the disease and what it does to you and the people around you. Why do I say this? It affects everything. It's just not this disease that everybody looks at and thinks Michael J. Fox and him shaking and everybody having this shaky disease. It's not as simple as that. It's a lot more difficult and a lot more complex than just shakiness. I honestly had no idea how complex it really was. I mean, there is just a multitude. If there's a side effect or a weird thing that could happen to you, it will happen. I'll go on to just name out a few things that you'll just be like, what are you talking about? I had never known anything like that. And I've learned a lot since August. It's October. Well, it's November now. What am I talking about? Time is just lost. Now, before I go into this, because this is going to be a separate episode, is what happened to me and how I was diagnosed, you already know. But as far as what it does to you, that's what you need to know for those people that are just now experiencing the very first beginnings of this disease and what it can do and mentally what it can do, because it can give you like psychosomatic symptoms that actually turn into real things. It's crazy enough. It's true. It happened. It happened to me. Now, mind you, I'm not a doctor. I don't know everything. I just know what I read, and this, I can either choose to believe it or not and take it as it, it comes out as its output. I put it in there as input and decide whether or not it seems realistic or not. Now, I don't even bother to look at this stuff. I just try to calculate it in my head and understand whether or not it is something that I need to worry about or something that's serious, because you can actually have like weird symptoms and they could mean something else, and they might not be even anywhat related to your Parkinson's disease or some other motor control disease. But in the next episode, I'm going to go into detail, and you guys are probably going to find some of it funny and some of it sad. But I hope you'll tune in next time for that. The reason I wanted to split these up is because it's just a lot to take in. Some people are looking to go straight to getting some information and find out whether or not, they're dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with. And that's the whole thing behind this series of videos is I want to be able to give people some hope, some understanding, some knowledge, and hopefully some love. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Again, this is Streams from the High Tower with Play.